I'd like to
Nehemia,
wrap up. I'd
We're
like to
doing
wrap up
Nehemia.
the.
beg your pardon?
Nehemia
Nehemia.
on the 17th of October with Rabbi Levitt.
Okay, I mean, if you're wondering why we're learning the Ramban and Parsha Shlach when we're supposed to be learning Nehemia, so the reason that we're doing that is because on page 81 of the art scroll Nehemia, the uh, the editor brings the opinion of the Ralbag. The pasuk says over here in Perik Tes, pasuk Tes Vav, you gave them bread from heaven for their hunger. You brought forth water from a rock for their thirst. You told them to enter and inherit the land about which you had raised your hand in an oath to give to them. So, so that's how they. So this that Hashem was providing for them all the way through the midbar, all their needs, and even into Eretz Yisrael. He said, Hashem said, "Go and enter into Eretz Yisrael, inherit it, and I've raised my hand in an oath that I'm giving it to you." So the the note over here mentions that according to the Ralbag, this pasuk of Hashem saying, "Enter into Eretz Yisrael and inherit the land," it refers to Hashem's instructions to Klal Yisrael in the Midbar to send spies to the land of Canaan, so that they might capture the land more easily. So according to that, what's the issue? The issue was the sending of the spies the ideal scenario that Hashem wanted and envisioned for Klal Yisrael, that would be the way that they would conduct their entry into Eretz Yisrael, or it wasn't. So we read from Rashi. Rashi brought the medrash that Hashem was not pleased that they wanted to send spies, and we're in the middle of the Ramban. The Ramban is pointing out that spies were sent by Moshe Rabbeinu and by Yeshua, but for the purpose of finding out what the best way to enter into Eretz Yisrael, what the best way to conduct the campaign for the conquest, so that's basically what we concluded from the Ramban. We had a couple more lines. If he's going to tell us anything different, or he's just going to wrap up himself. The Ramban says that v'hinei anoshim ha'ela lo nikvu b'shemos api Hashem kasher haya b'pkudim b'chiluk ha'aretz ki mitzvah Hashem lo tavo bo takala le'oseha v'shomer mitzvah lo yoda dvara rak hu yisborach tziva l'Moshe ish echad lemata abosov tishluchu ushiyeh nesim Moshe midaito birer es ele v'sholcham v'hem gomlu lenafsham ra'ah. So the way the Ramban says is not like Rashi brings from the Medrash. The Ramban is saying that Hashem wanted that the sending of the Meraglim would would um, would come out, that it would be a successful sending, and he points out that there was other successful sendings in history, and but so there was nothing intrinsically wrong in the sending, but that the ones that were sent, they were the ones, Heim Gomlu Lenafsham Ra'ah. They were the ones that caused themselves evil. Okay. So that's the Ramban. And again, I mean, we said it again. I'll just the proper derek for sending was not to see whether it was a land that was good and whether it was something that they wanted to pursue. Hashem already told them that it was good. He already told them that he's giving it to them. But there is nevertheless a modus operandi to send Meraglim as a form of Yishtadlis. What's the best way to conduct the military campaign? That's all.
So we started off by asking, why is it that Moshe says, when he gives the instructions to the Meraglim, he says, one of the things he says is, see if the land is good or bad.
Right. So the Ramban, yeah.
And so I guess what we concluded that the Ramban said, is it good for conquest? Is that what we decided?
No, the Ramban explained that it wasn't a question of, is the land good and we'll go in, and is the land bad and we won't go in. The question was, is the land good or bad in terms of, is this place that we were speaking about to go in, is that a good place to go in? Or no, it's not a good place to go in. There's another place to go in. He interpreted everything that Moshe Rabbeinu said in terms of this agenda.
Okay, and then the other question was if doing it was the right thing, if spying out the land was the right thing because it was Hishtadlus, then why all this discussion that says how terrible it was?
Where are you referring to? The discussion about how terrible it was?
The Rashi, I think it's in.
Rashi does not. Rashi brings the. Rashi and the Ramban are presenting different approaches.
I'm gonna make you sin.
Yeah, the Ramban is not. That was what Rashi brought from Chazal in Bamidbar 13:2.
Midbar 13. Okay, so the first thing it says is that they didn't learn the lesson from Miriam. They spoke Lashon Hara about the land.
Yeah, the next Rashi, Shalach Lecha.
Right. I do not command you. If you wish, send. And then it says, I told them the land is good, as it says. I swear that I give them room to make an error. That's what I was referring to. Hashem says, I swear I gave them room to make an error through the words of the spies.
Yeah, so the Ramban is not going with that that view that Rashi is bringing.
I see. I see. Okay, so I'm still a little bit confused about this this idea that when he says, is it good or bad? I mean, he says, see the land, is it, look at the people in it. Are they strong or weak? Are they few or numerous? Is the land good or bad? It seems awfully redundant if you're saying good or bad just means good to conquer or bad to conquer.
One point is in terms of the land itself, in terms of the physical terrain of the land, whether that's a good place to enter. And the other issue is, what about the people that are there? Is that a place that's a good place to enter to be able to conquer them, or is it a better place to go somewhere else where it's the people are not so numerous and not so strong?
Right. Okay, I guess that's it. That's what he says.
Yeah, I'm just reading the Ramban again. Aval haya inyan kach. This was the point over here. Says the Ramban. Shesholu Yisrael hashlichus itava davar be'enei Moshe. Klal Yisrael did ask for Meraglim, and the matter was good in Moshe's eyes. That's what the pasuk says. V'chakak bo hadibor el Moshe. And why was it good in Moshe's eyes? Because there is a kosher way to send Meraglim. That was what Moshe was envisioning, according to the Ramban. V'achakak bo hadibur el Moshe kashar hadibrus. V'amar lo stam shlach lecha anoshim. V'zetam v'yisuru es ha'oretz Canaan asher ani nosein levnei Yisrael ki hu medaber be'inyan chadash lo sofer bo klal v'haya kol zeh ki chafetz Hashem leman tzidko shetiyeh hashlichus b'mitzvasoi u'shetiyeh b'kol shifteihem u'b'gdoleihem leman yinatzlu. Hashem wanted to be the one that was commanding the Meraglim, to be sent. He didn't want it to be as a response to the people's request. So that's why the Ramban was very not wanting to go with Rashi's presentation from the Medrash, because Hashem wanted to divorce himself, so to speak, from the request that the Jewish people made, and he wanted to just come to Moshe Rabbeinu as though there was no previous request. What he was doing was not in response to what Klal Yisrael asked for. He wanted to be the one who commanded it, and like that, they would be doing a mitzvah of going according to Hashem's mitzvah, and specifically to send the Nisim, because they were the Nisim were the most they were really the cream of the Jewish people. And in their merits, the mission would be a successful mission, as the Ramban says. Hashem wanted, for the sake of his righteousness, that the Jewish people would be successful with this sending. And so he wanted to have the greatest of Klal Yisrael be sent, in the hope that they would save the day. But so that's the way the Ramban presents it. The sending was lechatchila. It was and Moshe Rabbeinu was not at fault at all. So why did it turn out to be the biggest disaster in the history of the Jewish people? Because of these exalted people. They were the ones that that's the way the Ramban presents it. It would be interesting. I don't know if you want to go into it any further, but it would be interesting to see what the Ramban says, because he doesn't really go into so much the psukim in Devarim, where Moshe Rabbeinu does seem to be giving musar to Klal Yisrael for them clamoring and ranting and raving about sending meraglim. So over there, we would have to see how does the Ramban deal with all of that. But that's what my guess would be, that what he's saying is that Hashem wanted to be the one to send them and to send the best people that there were, the best people that there were, who would be able to successfully conduct this mission in the proper way. But it didn't work out. It didn't work out in that way. Didn't work out in that way because they didn't follow. That's what the Ramban says in the end. Mitzvah Hashem. They were not shomer the mitzvah. They were not shomer the mitzvah in the way that the mitzvah was given to them to perform. What was their mitzvah to perform according to the Ramban? Go and see where the best way is to enter and how to conduct the campaign and and to speak about the praise of the land. That was their mitzvah, and they didn't do that. So they were the ones that failed. This is opposed to Rashi, that where Rashi says that no, the whole mission was doomed to failure from the start, because Hashem didn't want didn't want to send at all. He told Moshe Rabbeinu, if you want to send, send, but I'm not telling you to send. So actually, in taking a look, in reading this Ramban, it could be that it's not too far off from what the Ralbag is saying. The Ralbag seems to be in agreement with that it was certainly not a b'diavad mission. That seems to be what the Ramban is saying here too. But the Meraglim themselves did not follow the mitzvah, and they caused the rest of Klal Yisrael to not want to go into Eretz Yisrael. That was not their mission. So they were the ones that let down the Jewish people. They caused the Jewish people to do what they did. Okay.
Good. Very nice.
Well, Rabbi, thank you very much for going into that. That's very interesting.
Oh, but I was thinking, yeah, sure, my pleasure. If anybody has an art scroll Ramban, they could take a look over there and see if the Ramban see how they how they understand the Ramban, and what the Ramban says over there in Devorim, in the beginning of Devorim.
We haven't got.
But yeah, it is an interesting. It is an interesting pedagogical point that, Rashi seems to have very strong. He's bringing Gemaras and he's bringing Midrashim that are saying that this was the view of Chazal, and the Ramban seems to be just not going with those not going with those midrashim, and he seems to be favoring the why? Because he says that the way the psukim read in Parshas Shlach, it doesn't sound like the way the Medrash presents it. So it's quite a it's interesting Ramban. I mean, we know Rashi's approach to Chumash is the Chumash. We understand the Chumash the way Chazal tell us to understand it. He's constantly bringing Midrashay Chazal. He's constantly bringing Gemaras to explain how it is that we should understand the episodes in the Chumash, and at least right here in this episode over here, the Ramban seems to be going in more of a derek of what they attribute to the Ibn Ezra, who's famous for understanding the Chumash based upon what the psukim say, and not based upon the drushes of Chazal. Okay, but this is all that's okay. So we have some time. Yeah, we have a little bit of time. So let's go to Pasuk, the next Pasuk, Tez Zayin.
In what chapter?
Tes.
Chapter 9.
That's where we're up to. Okay. So, Lou, would you like to start off?
V'heim va'avosenu zidu vayak shu es ar pam below shamu el mitzvosecha. But they and our fathers sinned. They stiffened their necks and did not listen to your commandments. Okay, so the commentary says, but they and our fathers sinned. I guess hazidu is the word for sinned.
Right. Like Mazid.
They, the 12 spies who spied out the land of Canaan, and our fathers, the rest of the people, sinned willfully, according to Ralbag. Matsudos, however, translates, they, our fathers, were wicked. The wickedness refers to the people's desire to send spies, according to Malbim. Rashi, according to Bamidbar, explains that, Rashi commenting on Bamidbar, explains that the people sinned in requesting spies to ascertain whether the land was good, since Hashem had already informed them of the excellence of Eretz Yisrael in Shemos. They should have depended on his word. According to Ramban, in Bamidbar, the sin lay in the people's unwillingness to unquestioningly follow Hashem's cloud wherever it would lead them. They should have depended upon his power to conquer the land. They stiffened their necks. This is a figurative way of depicting the people's unwillingness to follow Hashem. It was as if their necks were stiff and could not be turned towards Hashem, according to Matsudos. Maharal in Netzach Yisrael asserts that even the wickedness of the Jewish people is rooted in goodness. The very stiff-neckedness, kashe oref, that caused the people's sinfulness in Shemos is a quality of spirituality. Physical beings are easily swayed, being drawn from one passion to the next. More exalted spiritual beings, however, tend naturally towards constancy and continuity and will not easily change. Thus, the Israelites, who are naturally spiritual and intellectual, tend to persist in their attitudes and activities, even when these activities are wicked. The Jewish personality follows its instinctive spiritual tendencies and clings stiff-neckedly to sinfulness. It's interesting that it says the 12 spies, because I always understood that it was only the 10 spies, that Yoshua and Kalev were fighting against the other spies.
Right. Where does it say 12?
The first comment on 16, it says, but they and our fathers sinned willfully. They, the 12 spies who spied out the land of Canaan, and our fathers, the rest of the people, sinned willfully according to Ralbag.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Yes. Yeah.
I would say the 10 spies and the people. And part of the reason I would blame the people is because they had Yoshua and Kalev to rely on. They could have chosen to listen to them and not to listen to the 10.
Yeah, right. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu says in the Vorim. Yeah. Yeah, I think that just the art scroll didn't write it properly. I wouldn't attribute. I don't think that the Ralbag means to say that Kalev and Yeshua sinned.
Right.
Got to send a letter to the editor.
All right, Rabbi, thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good
So,
Shabbos.
have a good Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Good Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom, Roy.
Good Shabbos, Roy. Good Shabbos, Meir.
Good Shabbos, Lou. Good Shabbos, Rabbi Levitt.
Good Shabbos, Mayor. Good Shabbos, Roy, and good Shabbos, Lou.
And enjoy your challenge.
Yes. Make